Today we are going to start chapter 5 of Geography, class 9, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. So before starting the chapter, we should know that what is the meaning of the natural vegetation. यानी चैप्टर को स्टार्ट करने से पहले हमें ये जानना चाहिए कि नेचुरल वेजिटेशन का मीन क्या है. So you sometimes hear the word orchards, forest. So what is the difference between them? So natural vegetation will grow the vegetation which grow without the support of the human being. Means natural vegetation, the plant species, community or species, whatever you want to say, which has grown naturally without any human intervention. Means बिना किसी ह्यूमन सपोर्ट के, बिना किसी ह्यूमन एफर्ट के जो वेजिटेशन या टाइप ऑफ प्लांट कम्युनिटी ग्रो होती है, दे कॉल्ड एज नेचुरल वेजिटेशन. बट देयर इज अनदर टर्म इन नेचुरल वेजिटेशन, दैट इज द virgin vegetation. So basically virgin vegetation is also natural vegetation, but the virgin vegetation, those natural vegetation which are left undisturbed over a long period of time are called virgin vegetation. यानी कि वो natural vegetation जो नेचर में अपने आप ग्रो हो रही है, जब उनको एक लॉन्ग पीरियड तक ह्यूमन इंटरफेयर ना करे, ह्यूमन इंटरप्ट ना करे, they called as virgin vegetation. So after knowing the meaning of natural vegetation and virgin vegetation, we should know about the richness of India in context of flora and fauna. Flora means plant species and fauna means animal species. So as you know that India is a 12th mega biodiversity country in the world. It has more than 50,000 plant species, including different flowering and non-flowering plants, and as well it has about 90 kind of animal species, including marine and land species also.
So in this way we can say that India is a very rich in form of different plants, animal and other species, and all these species located, or we can say exist, in forest area. So the forest area, what it called? The question arises in our mind that what the meaning of the forest area and which kind of vegetation found there. So basically, as you can see the name of chapter, that is the natural vegetation. So the natural vegetation means a plant community which has grown naturally without human aid and any interference of human being. Means in natural environments, when tree grows without any support of human being, they call as natural vegetation. And when this natural vegetation is undisturbed for a long period of time by human being, it's called as virgin vegetation. So virgin vegetation is another name of the natural vegetation. In natural vegetation there are two kind of term we can explain in form of flora and fauna. So the term flora is used to denote plant species of a particular region for a particular period of time. Means all kind of plants like creepers, climbers, trees, shrubs, herbs, each and everything of any region and place for a particular period is called as flora. And fauna, all kind of animal species like insects, reptile, amphibian, all kind of animal species of a particular region for a period of time are called fauna. As we can see, in different area, there is a existence of different flora and fauna. So what are the reason behind that we find different type of flora and fauna in different areas? So let's discuss the different factors which affect flora and fauna of any area. Broadly, we can divide them in two parts. Means there are two major factors which affect flora and fauna. One is relief features and the second one is climate. We can divide relief in further two parts, land and soil, as well as climate in three parts, temperature, photoperiod and precipitation. First, relief feature. Relief, the first term of the relief is land. As you know, India is a diverse country in form of land. In some area, there is a undulating topography. Some area we find the huge mountains. In some area, we find the plain area. In some area, we find the desertic region. So, there are different type of land in our India. So it also affects the vegetation in many ways. Like there is not always some same type of vegetation through the country, because as you know, in mountainous region it affects plateau, plain. So the dry area, the wet regions, they all affects the type of vegetation. Fertile level is generally devoted to agriculture, but the undulating and rough terrains area where grassland and woodland develop and give shelter to a variety of wildlife. So when we find there is a different kind of land, there is also existence of different kind of flora and fauna. Second factor, that is the soil. Soil also varies over space. Different types of soil provide basis for different type of vegetation. Like the sandy soil in desertic regions supports cactus and thorny bushes, while the wet, marshy or deltic soil supports mangrove kind of vegetation. In hilly areas, the unmature soil supports with a little depth the conical trees, and in slope area with the help of some kind of unmature soil we can find different kind of bushes. So soil is another factor which affect the flora and fauna of any area. Second factor, that is the climate. So we cover three different subpoints in climate. First, that is the temperature. The character and the extent of vegetation are mainly determined by the temperature, along with the humidity in air, precipitation and soil also. On the slopes of Himalaya and the hills of Peninsula above the height of 915 meters, the fall in the temperature affects the type of vegetation and its growth and changes it from tropical to subtropical, temperate and alpine kind of vegetation. Means in a simple form we can understand where the temperature is changes, it's also affect the changes in vegetation. So in high hill areas, there we find the alpine kind of vegetation. Lower areas means with medium height we find temperate kind of vegetation, and on plain area where there is a temperature high we can find the tropical kind of vegetation. Then photoperiod, or we can say the sunlight. The difference in the sunlight occurs due to latitude. As you know, latitude, India lies in tropical climate region, as well as the northern part of India also lies in subtropical climate region. So, sunlight also affects in the growth of plants, as plants require sunlight for photosynthesis. So, temperature as well as the second point, that is the sunlight, also affect different kind of vegetation. Due to a longer duration of sunlight, trees grows faster in summer in comparison to winter, because as you know, there is a requirement of sunlight for the photosynthesis. The third point of the climate, that is the precipitation. Actually, the mean of precipitation is the type of rainfall as well as snowfall. In precipitation, we include rainfall as well as snowfall. In India, almost the entire rainfall is brought in by the advancing southwest monsoon, which appear from early June to September, and the retreating northeast monsoon near about middle September to November. So area of heavy rainfall have more dense vegetation as compared to other area of less rainfall. Means we can say that where there is a heavy rainfall we can find dense vegetation, and where there is a less rainfall we can find less or scanty of different type of trees, or we can say less dense of vegetation. So in this way we can say that trees are very important for the human being. So let's discuss the importance of the trees for the human being. They modifying local climate. As you can see, when there is a greenish area surrounding us, we feel much cool in that area, but where there is a scanty or scarcity or lessness of the trees, there is a high temperature area. Second point, they control soil erosion. As you know, the tree roots also connected with the soil, and they hold soil with full capacity, and they not allow soil to lose and flow away with water and wind. So it's also means the trees also control soil erosion. Regulate stream flow, the stream in form of wind as well as in form of water. Support industries. As you know, there are number of industry which require forest area or the vegetation for their raw material, like lake, timber, different furniture industry, paper industry and others. Provide shelter to different communities. There are number of communities, or we can say the tribes, which take accommodation or shelter only and only in vegetation area. They offer panoramic sceneries as well as different scene, and they increase the nature of beauty. Control winds, temperature, causes rainfall, and shelter to wildlife. So these are the importance of the forest area. Next term, that is the ecosystem. Ecosystem. All the plants and animals in an area are independent as well as they are interrelation to each other in their physical department. Means in area the plants as well as the animals, they are interdependent. Means animals depend on plants for their needs as well as plants depend on animal for different works. So we can say that in area the plants as well as the animal species, they are interdependent and interrelated. So the entire area is called as ecosystem. When the vegetation is altered, the animal life is also changed. All the plants and animals in an area are dependent for their different needs. So the entire area is called as ecosystem. There are different type of ecosystem, terrestrial as well as aquatic, means on land as well as on water. Terrestrial ecosystem we can divide in three parts: forest, grassland and desertic. And aquatic like pond, lake, river and estuaries. There is another term, that is a biome. A very large ecosystem of an area having distinct types of flora and fauna called as biome. Means biome is a much great area in comparison to ecosystem. So the relation between different, we can find this, that a individual person, different individuals make a population. This population divides in different communities. They covered by the ecosystem, different type of ecosystem covered by biome, and everything which cover in biosphere. So in this way, that biome is the area where all kind of flora and fauna with a definite and the distinct type exist, called as biome. Thank you.